What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. For the first time in a while, we're not going to be doing an off-season rebuild. Instead, today, we're going to be blowing up the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, as we know, the Bucks got eliminated in round one, and there's a lot of rumors and people talking about what the future will be for Milwaukee with little to no assets to upgrade this roster, and just kind of stuck in an interesting position. So today, we're going to make the Bucks' worst nightmare come absolutely true. Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's right, has requested a trade in this rebuild scenario anyway. So let's jump in and let's blow up the Milwaukee Bucks. Before we get in today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So of course, when it comes to trading Giannis Antetokounmpo, I've already done so. I've already traded Jrue Holiday and I've already traded Giannis. Chris Middleton will accept his player option and then I'll trade him as well. So the big three in Milwaukee will be officially wiped out and gone. But I do want to show you the trades that I did with Giannis and Jrue Holiday in just a second. But I want to start with the staff signing. So what I went ahead and did, since this is about to be a rebuild, I went ahead and hired Kenny Atkinson to be our new head coach. I got a real head coach at the very least. It could be literally anybody, but just get a real person here. That's all that matters. I got Kenny Atkinson because he did such a good job in Brooklyn when, of course, they were going through their rebuild. So I feel like he could help us here in Milwaukee. So that's the first thing that we did. Now for the moment of truth, I will show you guys the two trades that I did. So here we go. And I will argue on why I think both of these could make some sense. Maybe one of them doesn't make a ton of sense, but we'll talk about it and you can kind of let me know what you think. So here are the trades. Let's start with the minor one. Jrue Holiday to the Miami Heat for Kyle Lowry's expiring contract and 2 firsts. Now, it definitely would be very, very interesting. The reason why I say this one doesn't make a ton of sense because it'd definitely be kind of weird if Milwaukee just traded Jrue Holiday to the team that just beat them and made them even stronger. But a big three of Holiday, Bam, and Jimmy Butler is definitely very, very interesting. So that's why I went ahead and did that. And I know, obviously, Miami's been looking for a point guard upgrade. Kyle Lowry is decent and all. He's been coming off the bench for them. But yeah, that's a trade I did. If you agree with that, and if you disagree with that, I totally understand either way. It doesn't really matter. That's the trade I did. Got 2 firsts for Jrue Holiday. This is the big one, of course. So this is my argument for this. Obviously, as you guys know, if you watch this, I'm a Blazers fan. So you're like, oh my goodness, this guy just giving Dame Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of course he is. But trust me when I tell you, I feel like Portland has a really good trade package. I know some other teams do as well. But if Portland lucked out and got pick 1, 2, or 3 in this draft, that has to be pretty enticing for a team like Milwaukee if Giannis was going to actually request a trade. I don't think he actually is. But Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Nasir Little, 2 future firsts. You could probably include more if you wanted to, but I only have so many trade slots. And that 3rd overall pick. So if it's 2nd, 1, or 3, especially if it's pick number 1. I mean, come on, you get Vic to start your rebuild. I don't know if Portland would do that, but still, number 1 or number 3 overall with Simons and Shaedon Sharpe. So we get to walk away with Scoot Henderson or Brendan Miller plus Simons and Shaedon Sharpe. I feel like that's a really good start without Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that's the trade I did. Of course, Oklahoma City could come in and also, offer a good package, but Simons Sharpe, I think, is a really good start. Simons, of course, when he does not play with Dame, has been absolutely amazing, and Shaedon Sharpe showed what he could do at the end of last year. So that's the trade that I did. Let me know if you agree or disagree with it. I think it's definitely a good package, but I don't know if, people agree with that. Regardless, let's go straight to draft night. And those are the 2 trades that we did. So if we look at the roster currently before we head into this draft, we have Middleton, who's going to accept his player option. Brook Lopez, the free agent. We won't be bringing him back, obviously. I have kept Bobby Portis at least for now. I think I'm going to keep him for at this moment, and then maybe at the trade deadline we could flip him, or just keep him for the rest of the video. Who knows? Simons, of course, I'm going to be moving him to point guard, and then Sharpe will be our starting 2, unless if I get Scoot Henderson at 3, which is going to make things interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do in that situation, but let's jump straight in. So 1, we're going to have Vic go 1. The Pistons are going to take Brandon Miller, so that gives me Scoot Henderson. I mean, obviously I could pass on him, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be taking Scoot Henderson. So what am I going to do with all these guards? That's a good question, but we'll figure it out. So at pick number 23 as well from Portland, I forgot to mention, I definitely could grab something else here. So we're going to have Chris Murray, Colby Jones, Caleb Love, Julian Phillips, Derek Lively, Clark, Kyle Boswell. I could take Keontae George, but I took him in the last video, so I don't really want to do that. Kobe Burks, Kyle, Jeremy Roach. Which one do I want? Do I want Sid? 6'8", 19-year-old. I might take just Sid, Prince Ali. I don't know much about him, to be honest. Nathan. I guess I'm going to take Sid here with pick 23 or 22, I should say, or whatever. So, and then we had a 2nd rounder as well, which I'll take Daryl Holmes. So welcome to Milwaukee, all 3 of you. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with my team now. We got Brandon Miller, I wanted Brandon Miller because that would have made a lot more sense in this situation, but Scoot obviously is really good as well. We have Sid here as well, and then Darnell Holmes or Daryl Holmes or whatever his name is. We're going to sign all those guys. We have too many players. What? We'd have too many players in the main roster. Please resolve before continuing. Okay, interesting. Who is on this roster that shouldn't be? Marjan, I'm not releasing him. How do we have too many players? That's actually kind of funny. Never realized that would be a problem in this scenario. I guess I'm going to have to maybe trade maybe Grayson Allen or Pat. I don't know. I didn't think that'd be a problem. I guess I'm going to trade Grayson Allen. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. The NBA playoffs are officially upon us, and there's no better way to get more out of the NBA playoffs that you're watching with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to bet overs or unders on the players you love watching. Let me show you the website. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop. Currently, we're on the desktop version, and you're going to be opened up with this. Basically, you have every sport you can imagine. You got tennis, soccer, PGA, CSGO if you're into stuff like that, MMA, but we're here for the NBA. The play-in tournament is officially starting, and I'm looking at some of these props right here, and I'm feeling juicy. So all you basically do, you can choose between 2 to 6 players. This is my favorite way of getting more out of the game I'm watching. I'm already going to watch the game, so might as well have some fun with it. So let's say I wanted to go Clint Capella over points, and let's say I want to go like maybe over Tyler Hero's prop as well. You just go more and more. 3 or 2 players is 3 times your money, and you can go all the way up to 25 times with 6 players. If you're still unsure about it, here are some examples of winnings I've had in the past, and you can go ahead and sign up with my link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They're matching your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 for first-time users. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Gonna trade Grayson Allen over to Philly for 3 second rounders, get that taken care of, and that should do it. Okay, so we got that solved. Chris Middleton is going to accept his player option, so of course that's another step to the process of trading him as well. There's really no reason for him to be here. So if he were to accept his player option even after Giannis and Jrue Holiday were traded, you would assume that's probably gonna be in like a sign and trade scenario. So basically, I guess that's kind of what it'll be. It'll be like a sign and trade in this scenario. So I guess we should go ahead and do that. I mean, let's get that out of the way first. Kyle Lowry's not going to be a huge part of what we do here, obviously. Middleton, you know, he came back on his player option. I don't plan on keeping him. Nasir Little is here and Bobby Portis is here. So we definitely have to solve the front court. We definitely have some guard depth. No kidding there. But we're going to have to figure out what we're going to get in return for Middleton. So I'm trading Middleton over to the Rockets for 1 first and 3 seconds. I know the Rockets will be looking for veterans this offseason, and that's the best scenario that I could come up with. So this is what we're left with. We have Anthony Simons, Bobby Portis, Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, Kyle Lowry, a lot of guards here. Of course, Lowry won't be a huge part of what we're doing. If I could flip him at the deadline, I will, but I don't know how much I would get for him. Nasir Little, I'm hoping Marjan Beauchamp can develop for us as well. Sid is here that we drafted, in Daryl Holmes. So definitely got some interesting pieces. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the Simon, Scoot Henderson, Sharpe logjam. I guess in this scenario, we might be starting Sharpe at the 3. I don't love it, but he does go up in overall. Defensively, I don't know how good that would really be. But regardless, I guess I'm moving Simons back to the 2, and Scoot will be our point guard. So Lowry can maybe mentor Scoot this year, and Simons and Sharpe just mentor all of them. And then Marjan Beauchamp can play some backup 3 minutes or whatever we need to do there. Maybe I could throw Sid at the 4. I don't know. This is going to be a little weird. We're going to be pretty bad probably. Sid does stay the same if I move him to the 4. Little will be the starting 4, at least for now. And then Bobby Portis is our center, at least at this moment. So we should have some money left over. I'm not going to re-sign Brook Lopez, although he was very good in Milwaukee. We've kind of moved on from that. So I guess I could technically sign like a Naz Reid or a Jakob Poeltl, but I just feel like I have so much scoring with the guys that I already have that I don't even really want to go that route. So if I had like a younger rebounding center, just like rim running center, that'd be great. So even if I got like Nick Richards for a couple of years, that'd be fine, and replace him down the line. So I'm going to go with Nick Richards for like not that much. I don't think it would cost us like a ton. So I'm renouncing everyone else. So I'm going to be signing Nick Richards as long as Charlotte does match, which they don't, and he'll be a nice backup center for us. And I'll probably move Bobby Portis to the 4. That way he actually starts over Little. I don't know if I want to start Little at this scenario. So Nick Richards, I'm probably going to play Daryl Holmes right away. Why not? We definitely could let him develop as much as possible. Bobby Portis, Nasir Little, Sid, Marjan Beauchamp, and Shaedon Sharpe. I think I'm also going to trade Pat Connaughton potentially, or I can move him to the 2, which I'll probably do that. So I'm going to move Pat Connaughton to the 2. He does go down to a 73, which is fine, and that will be what we're running this season. So yeah, this team is going to be pretty interesting to say the least, but I think we're really starting off with a very good, a very good few pieces here. Shaedon Sharpe, Simons, and obviously Scoot Henderson. We're obviously going to be rebuilding at this point, so we could eventually figure out, should we be keeping Simon? Should we be moving on from Sharpe? Should we be moving on from Henderson? I feel like Simons would be the guy we'll eventually move on from, potentially maybe flip him for something different, and then we could start Sharp, and Henderson in the backcourt for the future. We'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out. This team isn't going to be very good next season at all. I am going to adjust the shot tendencies. That way all of our guards are just scoring as much as possible. It's not going to matter how much defense we're playing as long as we're just developing. That's all that really matters, since obviously Giannis, Middleton, and Jrue Holiday are officially gone. It's a new era here in Milwaukee. So at the end of the season, of course, we did not make the playoffs, but we actually ended up being the 11th seed in the East at 35-47. So not a bad record by any means with a team that doesn't even have their future draft picks. So we really didn't have any incentive to be just like terribly bad, but 35-47. If you look at the scoring we got from all of our guys, our big trio, you had 22 from Simons, 20 from Scoot Henderson, 20 from Shaedon Sharp, and then 16 and 11 from Bobby Portis, with also Nick Richards getting 8 and 10 with 2 blocks. So not a bad stat line from our center. Love to see that. Connaughton with 6.5, and then 7 or 6 from Marjon Beauchamp, who I'm hoping just keeps developing in the background. So let's go straight to the lottery. I don't think this is going to really matter for us, because I'm pretty sure our pick goes to New Orleans, which kind of sucks, but at least we're not giving them, I guess we're going to have Brooklyn's pick that we just got from maybe that Middleton trade. So that could be pretty sweet as we walk away with the second overall pick. Wow, that honestly could not have gone any better. So we have the second overall pick. Minnesota gets 1. So this is the year that Minnesota actually had their pick still, I guess, and we get number 2. That's actually insane. Our pick actually ended up being number 4. So we could have had 2 and 4, but obviously Jrue Holiday trade definitely doesn't help with that. So staff signing, we got Kenny Atkins still as the head coach. I'm going to leave that the way it is. Going 35-47, I'm actually really impressed with that. So as far as what we need this offseason, I mean, we could use a number of things. What are we going to draft, though, at number 2 overall? So obviously we have Matt, who is a high prospect in this draft, but we don't need a guard whatsoever. So Justin Edwards is an option. We have Matt. We have Isaiah Collier, DJ Wagner, Robert Dillingham, Zachary, and then we have like Omari, Ron Holland, Alex Sarr. Not really sure what the best selection will be. Xavier Booker probably would be a really solid selection. Aaron Bradshaw. I guess we'll just have to see who goes 1. So Matt goes 1 to the Timberwolves. So they'll have Edwards and Matt playing together. So I feel like we should take Booker. I know we could take Justin Edwards, but I'm never really impressed with how he does in this draft class. Zachary could be fun as well, but I'm going to go with the sure thing and Xavier Booker. Of course, you can take LeBron James as well, or Bronny James, but I'm going to take Booker. I think Booker is going to be the right pick here. So we get him. I don't know if we had a later first. It looks like we did. So we had Kane Carlisle, Jordan Walsh on the board, Tyler Smith, Amari Bailey. I'm going to go with Jordan Walsh, I guess, for some small forward depth, and that will be my draft. So welcome in Xavier Booker and then Jordan Walsh. And then we got a couple second rounders, which, wow, a lot of second. Did we have that many second rounders? Holy moly, we had a ton. I guess I'm going to sign the best. I don't even know if I'll be able to sign all these guys, and that will be it. I'll sign those guys. Player options, Shaedon Sharp, Beauchamp, and Holmes will accept all of those. Qualifying offers, Lindo, Wigington, and Keelan Martin will go ahead and not worry about those too much. And then free agency time, we are going to have no bird rights on anybody. So do we have money to sign like, yeah, we actually are getting close to signing like a Jaylen Brown if you really wanted to go that route. But Edwards is a free agent as well, but I won't jumpstart it this soon. So we definitely want to get better and improve. I think I'm going to be moving Booker to center, though. I think I'm going to play Xavier Booker at the center position, have him play with Nick Richards. So that'll be our center position figured out there. I know he can develop very nicely, and I think Richards did a really good job. So love my center depth that we have now. Bobby Portis, I love him as a veteran presence with Nasir Little, but it might be time to move on from him. We'll see. Beauchamp, I'm going to just trust that he can develop into a nice backup small forward. And then Anthony Simons and Scoot Henderson. If we're going to try to be good next year, if I'm going to trade Anthony Simons, because he's the guy I'd probably be looking to trade since he's the older one out of these two, I would have to get something really good in return, specifically at that small forward spot. So if there is a player that makes sense for us to trade Anthony Simons for like a good small forward, or even a 4, I guess. I mean, a small forward or a power forward, I won't hesitate to do so, but it's got to make a ton of sense for us to do it. So I'm going to be trading Bobby Portis over to the Grizzlies for Santi Aldama and Jake LaRavia. We're getting 2 nice young players at that 4 spot that we can maybe develop something into. Bobby Portis has done his due diligence. He's done a great job here in Milwaukee, but we're going to get some younger depth here with Aldama and, of course, like I mentioned, with Jake LaRavia as well. And we got a lot of depth at our forward spots now with Beauchamp, Jordan Walsh. We're going to have Aldama, LaRavia. We got Sid. We got JJ Taylor. So a lot of depth here with Nasir Little on top of that. I still don't really want to play Shaedon Sharp at the 3 anymore, to be honest with you. I would love to just play him with the shooting guard. So part of me wants to get rid of Simons, but I just don't know. Like, I don't want to just trade him for nothing. That would be just really stupid. So I might have to wait until maybe at the trade deadline to do something along the lines of that. We shall see. Maybe after free agency, we can look back a little more into it, because I don't really want to sign a forward But we have Simon, Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp. Connaughton is someone I won't be keeping for very much longer. Beauchamp, I'm kind of hoping he could maybe develop into that starting small forward unless we get somebody else. Got a lot of depth at the 4. So, I mean, I don't think I'll be signing anybody in free agency. So let's just go straight to player progression and let's just see what kind of jump we're going to see from Scoot Henderson and Shaden Sharp. I mean, those two are going to just go up in overall like crazy. So player progression, you have, yeah, Scoot Henderson up to an 86, Shaden Sharp up to an 84, and Simon's up to an 87. Little is up, Santi Aldama's up, Laravia is up, Beauchamp is up, and then Sid is up as well. So, and even Holmes down here is up on top of that. So I'm going to once again look for an Anthony Simons trade. I just want to go ahead and just start Henderson and Sharp as my future. Get something really good for Simons. Just too many guards that I think it just wouldn't make a ton of sense to keep all these 3. So let's try to get something while he still has 2 years left on his deal. There really wasn't a single trade that made sense as far as trading Anthony Simons at this point. So we're just going to be running it back with Shaden Sharp, Simons, and Scoot Henderson all starting together. We have Nasir Little at the 4, Nick Richards at the 5, Aldama, Xavier Booker, Jake LaRavia, and Marjon Beauchamp. So definitely still need to improve the team a little bit. I actually think I want to start Booker right away. So I'm going to have Nick Richards come off the bench. I think Richards was amazing for us, and he should probably start based off last year. But I'm just going to go ahead and continue to roll with Booker. Continue. I guess we'll be starting with him now. Proficiency is 3.5. If I do decide to stop at the trade deadline and make like a trade to maybe move on from Simons there, I'll show you. But at this point, I'm just going to see how things go. So we are stopped at the trade deadline, and it is time to fix the logjam with the guard position. I am going to be going out and getting Brandon Ingram on the New Orleans Pelicans. He'll be our small forward. I think he'll fit a lot better next to, obviously, Scoot Henderson and Shaden Sharp. Simons is great and all, and I do like him, but since we had to draft Scoot Henderson, it doesn't make a ton of sense to keep him around. So I'm going to be rolling with the younger 2 guards, and I'll be getting Brandon Ingram and Asar Thompson. So we'll be getting some forwards, which is going to help out a ton. Shaden Sharp will move back to the 2, and then Scoot Henderson and Shaden Sharp will be our backcourt with Ingram at the 3. So that's going to just fit a lot better. So it'll be Henderson, Shaden Sharp, Ingram, and then we'll get a 4 eventually. We'll have Booker continue to develop with the 5, Richards, Aldama, Thompson, and Marjon Beauchamp. So that's looking good to me. We're under 500 right now. We are going to have to extend Brandon Ingram in the offseason, but we'll find a way to do so. Still only 27 years old, so still relatively young, under the age of 30. I think he'll fit perfectly, and we'll re-sign him, and then we'll hope to eventually get back to contention. Xavier Booker winning Rookie of the Year is really exciting for us going forward. Averaged 14 and 8 on 2 blocks per game. We're not back in the playoffs just yet, but eventually we are going to get there. We know we have a very nice trio rising with Booker, Shaden Sharp, and Scoot Henderson, and then Ingram is joining us as a nice veteran presence who fits perfectly. The only thing we need to do now is figure out that power forward spot, and we'll be ready to make the playoffs next. Oh, I guess we got in the play-in. I didn't even realize. Wow. We lost immediately, though. I didn't even realize we were even in the play-in. But some of the playoffs, let's go ahead and see who is going to win a championship real quick, as we are going to be here next year. That is a promise. Cavs beat the Warriors in 5. Retirements, Thaddeus Young, Rick Rubio, John Wall. I saw that. Don't think we're going to have a lottery pick in this draft, I'm pretty sure. We do have a Pelicans via Milwaukee, which is our pick, I believe. So that pick is going to go to the Pelicans, which is the 8th overall selection. And I don't think we have a pick in this draft, unless if I just don't see it at this point. But maybe I do. Maybe I'll see it in a second. Staff signing. I'm going to keep this all the same, I believe. I guess we have a couple positions to fill out, which I'll do so really quick. And I'll see you guys in free agency. Had no draft picks, but we do have player options with Asar Thompson and Marjon Beauchamp, which we'll be accepting both of those. Qualifying offers, Aldama and Darryl Holmes are both free agents. Definitely wouldn't mind either of them back, or both of them for that matter. Free agency time. Obviously, Ingram is going to be somebody we're going to be prioritizing. We made a big trade, although I guess we could go for the home run in Jason Tatum, technically. If we wanted to just try to go crazy, we could bring Giannis back as well. Evan Mobley would obviously be always amazing. But I don't think I'm going to be able to, you know what? I mean, this rebuild, let's try it. I'm going to try to get Jason Tatum to join us in Milwaukee. He's not going to join, though. Giannis, obviously, that'd be weird if I just brought him back. Evan Mobley, of course, I would love, but that's not going to happen. Cleveland's going to match that like 1,000 times out of 10. Barnes, I'll also offer a contract too, but I doubt he'll come. And then last but not least, obviously, I'll be offering Ingram a contract, which is probably going to make the most sense because we traded for him. So let's give Brandon Ingram an offer, and let's see what happens. So free agency, Brandon Ingram is going to accept. I guess we could technically get Barnes, but I feel like the most realistic scenario here would probably be signing Brandon Ingram. And both get matched. Yeah, all of them got matched anyway. So Ingram will be the guy we'll be running home with, obviously, which is fine because we obviously knew that was probably going to happen. LeBron, we could sign him maybe as well, but we already got Ingram. So Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp. I'm looking to upgrade the backcourt. We had so much, or backcourt depth, I should say. We had so much backcourt depth, but now we have like none at all, looks like. So we have Thompson, Beauchamp, we have Walsh, and we got so much front court depth, but not really a starting 4. Richards and Booker is my center duo, which I'm fine with that. We definitely need a starting 4, unless we trust Jake LaRavia to step up. Shot 39% from 3, so I guess he technically could be the guy. Just don't know how much he'll be, very good this next year. There's not a ton of good options here, though, so maybe we do just have to roll with them. As far as some depth in our backcourt, I see Alvarado. I say Ayo Dosunmu, I think would be perfect off our bench. I'm going to offer him a deal. And then I'm probably... Ooh, I did not mean to renounce Aldama. Whatever. It's fine. Whatever. So, and Little, I think, is a free agent as well. I traded him. That's right. I traded him to the Pelicans. Kenrich Williams, Caleb Martin. Is there anything else I'd be signing? I could sign like Malik Beasley or Duarte. I'll sign Duarte just to be on the safe side of having some more depth. And that should be it. All right, let's go to player progression. And if I feel like I need to upgrade my power forward position through a trade, I will. So let's see what we got going on. So Darryl Holmes is back. We have Scoot Henderson up to a 91, Sharp up to an 87, Ingram up to an 87, Booker's up to a 78, Thompson is up, Sid is up, Beauchamp is up. So right now, if we ran it, it'd be Scoot, it'd be Shaedon Sharp, it'd be Ingram with the forwards, and we got Sid as our starting 4, LaRavia, Nick Richards, and Booker. I mean, I'm not content with that. I think I'm going to go get a 4. I just don't like it. It's just not what I want to roll with. Trying to get Patrick Williams from the Cleveland Cavaliers. He shot 44% from 3 last year. He's going to be our starting power forward. He's going to do exactly what we need him to do. I'm offering Connaughton, Sid, and Beauchamp. They don't agree to that. They do have a contending type roster, so this might be a little tough to pry him away. Just one more player got it done. So just like that, Henderson, Dosunmu, Duarte, Shaedon Sharp, Ingram, Thompson, Patrick Williams, Jake LaRavia, and then Nick Richards and Xavier Booker. Perfect. I feel like this team is ready to go make the playoffs again this year after not being in it the last couple of years. Got to the play in 1 year, I guess. But this year, we're obviously looking to be contenders if possible. Power ranking land is at number 4. So, yeah, I have a good feeling about this. We're going to have Henderson, Shaedon Sharp, Ingram, Williams, Richards, Booker, Dosunmu, Thompson, and Chris Duarte. I would love to see Booker have gone up in overall a little bit more. But whatever. I guess we're going to be starting Nick Richards, who did a good job the first season. So, I'm fine with that. Let's see how this goes, and hopefully Shaedon Sharp and Henderson lead us the distance. Stopped at the trade deadline to try to get the best center that I could possibly get to put this roster in full contender mode. I'm offering Richards, Duarte, LaRavia, and 3 picks in order to get Jarrett Allen to be our brand new center. Will this be worth it? I have no idea, but he's going to fit perfectly for what we need. I'm going to offer it. They do agree, and just like that, 30-24 on the season, I got Jarrett Allen to be my brand new center. New rotation is Henderson, Sharp, Ingram, Williams, Jarrett Allen, Booker, Dosunmu, Thompson, and Derek Jones Jr. I love the rotation. I can even run an 8-man rotation if I need to, but I'll stick with the 9-man, I guess. And boom, I'm so excited. So proficiency is going to land us at a 4-star still. I love what we got going on here. Hopefully this team can keep it going. 30-24 right now with Jarrett Allen as our brand new center. We should absolutely be a contender in the East. Finally got ourselves back to the playoffs, and we got the first seed in the Eastern Conference. So if we go look at the player stats, full year with no Anthony Simons on this team, Shaedon Sharp averaged 24, Henderson with 23 and 10, 19.5 from Ingram, 18 and 12, or 11 from Jarrett Allen, 18 from Booker. So love to see the production we're getting out of all of our guys. Even Williams had 11, Dosunmu with 8, Kaminsky with 4, and then obviously these guys didn't play too much. But here we go, man. Let's go ahead and see as we get Cleveland in round 1, which I find very, very interesting. We've got Dylan Brooks, got Mobley still, OG Anunoby. So no longer Donovan Mitchell. Instead, they just have Garland and Mobley. I feel like our team is much better. I'm just saying, let's simulate current round. Hopefully we don't lose an 8th seed, and we are going to beat them in 5. Took care of business there, and now we get Charlotte, who has LaMelo. Don't know how to say that guy's name. Kevin Whitmore, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball's coming off the bench for this team, Clint Capella, and Mark Williams off the bench. Okay, are you just like collecting good centers in the NBA? Like, come on now, what is this? Turner, Capella, and Mark Williams. Somebody current round against Charlotte, and they're gonna go up 3-2 on us, bro. Come on, just because they have 3 centers, is that's what's going on here? Hopefully you can win a game 6 and win a game 7. I thought for sure once we threw this together at the deadline that this was going to absolutely just beat everybody in the East, but Charlotte is showing me that that is not the case. Hopefully we can win this one. We're starting to blow them out, and we do beat them in game 6. Now it's time to go back to Milwaukee to see if we can win this game 7 and get to the Western or Eastern Conference Finals, I should say. So here we go. Hopefully we did not get this far just to lose to Charlotte. I get they have LaMelo and all, but we have Henderson and Sharp. Come on, man. With Jarrett Allen and Patrick Williams, let's go. Ingram, get back in it, and we do take it to very end, 107-108. Wow, we got super lucky. Now we get Detroit. So Detroit, I think, drafted Brendan Miller, if I'm not mistaken. He was up to an 84. They have Zach Collins, Jaden Ivey, John Collins. So the Collins twins, I guess, down low. Bagley, Isaac. Pretty solid team in Detroit. I feel like Charlotte was a lot better on paper, so let's see what happens. Game 1, they're up 1-0. As I say that, they win game 1, but we do win game 2. We win game 3. We win game 4, and we win game 5. No, game 6, please win it. Let's go, baby. We are in the conference finals. As Brandon Ingram actually was your conference finals MVP, and now we get Denver, who has a terrible, terrible backcourt. If I lose to this Denver team, I'm upset because, wow, that backcourt is atrocious. They still have Jokic, obviously, and Porter and Aaron Gordon with no Jamal Murray, who is averaging points here. Michael Porter is averaging 15 in the playoffs. Gordon is averaging 12. Jokic is averaging 28. Like, literally no one outside of Jokic is doing anything right now. So, they got Zubac. We don't lose to this team. There's absolutely no way, right? We're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. Yeah, this team should not even been this far. I don't know how Denver got that far. Okay, they win game 1, or they win game 4. Dude, if we blow, I'm about to say, if we blow a freaking 3-0 lead to that Denver team, I was going to blow a gasket. But we do end up beating them, and just like that, we have successfully blown up the Milwaukee Bucks and turned them into this. Was this video super realistic? No, not really, but you know what? That's fine. Sometimes we go off the rails. That's what we do around here. I try to keep it realistic for the most part, but hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Tomorrow, I will either be back with an off-season rebuild of one of the 2 teams that get eliminated tonight, or if nobody gets eliminated tonight, we get 2 game 6, I guess. What would it be? Game 6s and game 7s? I gotta check. So yeah, I guess technically Miami is up 3-1, and obviously the Lakers up 3-1. So I guess if the Warriors and the Knicks do survive tonight, then tomorrow I'll be doing a Giannis Blazers rebuild. How about that? I don't know if you guys want to see that. But if not, I'll be doing one of those off-season rebuilds if the teams get eliminated. See y'all on the next one. It's Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.